in the heart of war's unrelenting storm, where steel bends and breaks, what remains when all is lost? A frozen battlefield, a crippled tank smoldering in the snow, and 5 souls standing defiant against an enemy tide. This is the tale of a World War II tank crew who, stripped of their iron beast, forged victory from the ashes of ruin. With nothing but scavenged rifles, crude spears, and the fire within, they held back a German advance. A feat that echoes the whispers of ancient warriors who knew that true strength lies beyond the blade. This is no simple war story. It is a revelation of the unseen, a secret buried in the chaos of history. What drove these men to fight when hope seemed a ghost? What timeless wisdom did they unknowingly wield? In this journey, we will peel back the veil, blending the grit of battle with the mystique of the ages, to uncover a truth that can awaken the warrior in us all. The year was 1944. The place a windswept corner of the Ardennes Forest, where the Battle of the Bulge turned the earth to a graveyard of machines. A British tank crew, part of a beleaguered armored division, rolled through the snow until a Panzer's shell tore their Sherman apart. Stranded miles from safety, they faced a German infantry platoon advancing through the mist. 30 men, hardened and relentless. Their tank was dead, their radio silent, yet surrender was not their path. The ancients foresaw such trials. In the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna stood weaponless before a vast army, yet Krishna revealed that the battle is won within. The Norse spoke of Hamingja, the luck of the soul that turns fate's tide. This crew, though clad in oil-stained uniforms, walked in the footsteps of these sages. Their story has faded, overshadowed by tales of towering tanks and grand strategies, because it defies the modern myth that power rests in machines. The truth, hidden in plain sight, is that when the external falls, the internal rises, a wisdom lost to a world obsessed with the tangible. These men became living runes, etching an eternal lesson into the frost. Let us name their leader, Sergeant William Drake, a man of quiet steel, his face etched with resolve. With him stood 4 comrades, a gunner with steady hands, a driver who knew the land, a loader with a craftsman's eye, and a radio operator barely 20, his fear masked by duty. Their tank was a wreck, its turret blown open, but from the debris they salvaged 2 rifles, a handful of grenades, and a shattered bayonet. The driver sharpened branches into spears. The loader rigged a tripwire with a grenade's pin. They took position in a ditch, the snow their only cloak. The Germans came, boots crunching, rifles raised, expecting no fight from a broken shell. Then the trap sprang. A grenade exploded, scattering the vanguard. Rifles cracked, precise and deadly, felling 3 more. The crew darted through the haze, spears thrusting, turning the enemy's march into chaos. The Germans paused, bewildered. How could ghosts rise from a corpse of steel? This was their first secret. Chaos is a blade. Like the Mongols who struck and vanished, they wielded surprise, their lack of armor a shroud of mystery that unnerved the foe. Night fell and the fight grew fierce. The Germans rallied, their numbers still a wall, but cracks formed in their resolve. Drake led a silent charge. Spears pierced flesh. A grenade roared, and the radio operator fired a flare to blind the line. 5 more fell. The rest wavered. The crew moved as one, their breaths synchronized, their steps a dance of survival. German survivors later spoke of phantoms in the dark, a force that defied reason. Here lies the deeper enigma. Unity is the true fortress. The Stoics knew this. Marcus Aurelius wrote of the soul's citadel, unbreachable by loss. Myths call their stand desperate, a fluke. Yet whispers from captured diaries reveal panic in the German ranks, a belief they faced more than men. This was no accident. The crew tapped a primal vein, a force the Egyptians called Ka, the spirit that outlasts the body. When the tank died, they shed its weight, becoming fluid, unstoppable. Their paradox is our lesson. The broken shell reveals the unbreakable core. How do we harness this power? Start with shedding. Spend an hour with no devices, no crutches, just you and the air. Feel what rises when the props fall away. Next, craft from scraps. Take a stalled dream, a lost chance, and reshape it with what you have. A notebook, a walk, a whispered goal. Build anew. Then, bind in silence. Sit with loved ones, no words for 15 minutes, then work as one. Sense the thread that ties you, as it tied the crew. Watch for the trap of despair. When tools fail, the mind falters. Counter it with breath. Inhale deep, hold, release slow. This steadies the spirit, as it did theirs. These acts forge the inner tank, ready for any battle. By dawn, the Germans retreated, their advance broken, the crew's ditch a silent monument. Reinforcements found them, alive, weary, victorious. They held no tank, yet they held the day, proving a truth as old as stone. The spirit is the shield that never shatters. This tale is a lantern, illuminating our own dark woods. When your steel, your plans, your safety crumbles, what will you wield? The ancients nod. Yourself. Reflect on this, share your thoughts below. Have you ever stood bare and unbroken? Subscribe for more unveiled mysteries, and let us walk this path together.